Hello class, this is Professor Carrillo at Duief Elementary School. We're going to go on a water walk. We're going to see where water, as it falls down from the sky, where it will go on this campus. Some of the things we will look for on that checklist are vegetation, runoff, signs of erosion, and even ways that the school educates the public about the watershed and what to do to help the environment. So here we are in the front of the school by the bus pullover, and to the left over there is where the basketball courts are. So let's look around and see what other evidence they have of where the water goes once it's school. And one thing I want you to keep in mind is how much pervious and impervious surfaces there are. That is, where does the water soak into the ground versus running straight off into, say, for example, into a drainage ditch. So here we are at the side of the school, and right in front of me is a open drainage ditch next to the kiss and ride and tennis courts here in the background. Here we are at the edge of the field, at the bottom of the field to my left. And I wanted to bring you here because this sidewalk, as you can see, leads to the side of this other sidewalk. And as you can see, they have put rocks and packed it down hard because this area has gone through a lot of erosion from all that water from the parking lot on my back that comes down this way, especially when it rains really hard. And this is a continuous problem here at this site. Here we are at the back of the school, and there is a few portables here. You can see that the portables do have some downspouts that go directly into the grass. We'll zoom up a little bit to see that. And the rest of the field is just a one big open soccer fields. Let's go walk across the field and see what we can see over there. So here is an open drain, just concrete around this square drain that drains from this field to here. You notice that on the edge of the field it slopes down and it's surrounded by these houses. There's another fence that slopes down towards those houses as well. Let's kind of explore what's on the other side of this fence just a little ahead. So here we are at the other edge of the field by the fence. Here's a break in the fence here. We're going to go through it. And as you can see, all that water that flows down this slope goes into this concrete like ditch, which eventually goes into this little retention pond, which is really overgrown, which has lots of all kind of crazy trees. And of course you can see there's evidence of litter there and tennis ball down there. This is where it comes out, where these rocks are down there. Looks like there's a beer can somewhere down there. Yep. But again, this is on the other side of the fence, the retention pond that eventually drains into the local stream, which is Muddy Branch. This is at the other end of that retention pond, and all the water that drains from the field and from the schoolyard eventually goes to here, which will go into a bigger system, which I assume will go straight into Muddy Branch Stream, which is approximately about a half a mile from the school site. Here is another view of the back of the school. There's some new tree plantings. This is the only downspout from the building that I know of. The rest of the downspouts go straight into the retention pond. Again, there's some downspouts by those portables that go straight into that grassy area. And just to kind of give you a perspective, here's the field. We're on the far end where that little dip is. In the background is where that drainage ditch is I showed you a little while ago. And if we turn around, there's the backstop, the playground, and also the basketball courts that we saw from the front of the building, an outdoor space. And let's look a little bit further what's on the other side of this basketball court. So they do have some recycling dumpsters here, which is good, next to the outside classroom, which is even better. Some other larger recycling bins for mixed paper and bottles and cans as well. And here is mostly where the staff parking lot is. And we're gonna go ahead and walk across and look and see where all this water goes from this parking lot at the entrance, I should say the exit of this school. So here is a large drainage ditch right here, and another one right there at the corner behind the stop sign. All the water from this impervious surface, this parking lot, you can see how it kind of slopes uphill from where I am standing. That goes into that drain. I forgot to mention, right in front of the school behind the flagpole is a little community garden and outside classroom that students do use as well. So here's one more shot of the front of the school. Here's a grassy berm that's between the bus drop-off and the main road, Duief Drive. And again, remember, the things we're going to look for and check off on our list is the pervious, impervious surfaces, evidence of erosion, evidence of runoff, where the water is going, what's impacting the water, any kind of litter that we saw, and any kind of education that the school has in how to help our watershed.